So I went to Target to get Octopath Traveler, and they didn't have it in stock just yet. So when I went to the front desk and asked, I'm like, so do you guys have Octopath Traveler? And the guy's like, so is that a game about an octopus? Welcome, friends, LostScarf here, and it's time for the vlog. And what is there to talk about? I guess just Comic-Con and the new job. So the new job is supposed to start Tuesday, and I'll be working from 2:30 to 12:30 at night. But only going to do that Tuesday and Wednesday, because Comic-Con's Thursday to Sunday. And then my job's going to be, work week's going to be Tuesday to Friday, from 2:30 to 12:30. So obviously stream's going to be different because of that time. So it'll just be like morning streams, I guess, because I want to keep streaming. Next week, it'll be like that. And it'll be Comic-Con this week, and then the week after it'll be like that. The week after that, though, it's going to be a 7-day work week. So I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm going to be burnt out or what. But I'll keep trying to stream, but it'll be morning streams since my work is going to be from 2:30 to like 10:30 and 12:30 at night. So keep that in mind. So you won't see me for a little bit because of that in like 3 weeks. But it is what it is. And then when I do graveyard shift in October, let's see, no, August is swing shift. And then, so on the first, Monster Hunter World comes out on the 9th. On that day, I'll be doing graveyard shift. So that sucks. And then I'll be doing like, it's like split stuff. So you do graveyard and you do swing shift, which is a weird setup. And then in October, it'll be graveyard shift. So I'm going to be graveyard shifting on on Halloween. So that's going to be fun. Oh my god. And then after that, it becomes days. So during the graveyard shift, we're going to see a lot of more morning streams. And, of course, and on days off, maybe we'll see. No. Because of graveyard shift, I should be sleeping during the afternoon. Because I want to sleep before graveyard shift. Because if I don't sleep before graveyard shift, I'm just going to be dead during graveyard shift. I think it's better to sleep before graveyard shift than to sleep after it. Simply because the graveyard shift's the end of your day, you're not going to stay awake. You're definitely not. And in this job where millions of lives rely on this job, literally millions of lives rely on this job, I should be alert. So we're not going to see afternoon streams for about 2 months, and then we'll see them again after I get back on day shift. So we'll see like morning streams. And on days off, we'll still see morning streams because I should be keeping my sleep schedule the same. So that's what's going to happen there. The good news, I suppose, from this is because of the fact that I'm doing graveyard shift like that, there's nothing better to do at 7 in the morning than go to the gym. So we should see Scarf bulk up a little bit and also hopefully slim down a little bit as well in the coming months. Because what else am I going to do at 7 a.m.? I could still play games, but I couldn't stream them. And I've been enjoying streaming games, even if it's just one person, because then it's just, it's not as lonely, I suppose is the way to put it. That's a weird way to put it. I shouldn't have put it that way. It's just, I like having an audience these days. I think it's just normalcy to have an audience just because of how long we've been doing streaming on YouTube. And so I like streaming the games these days. I only play games in private now when it's a game I know, like, it's too boring to show and I just enjoy it. Like, Battletech is too boring, but I really enjoy it. Whereas Octopath Traveler, we just got it. I'm going to be streaming the whole thing because it's really good. It's very good story and everything, and I think the gameplay is pretty good as well. So I think that'll be enjoyable on stream. While Battletech was not. So I'm just going to finish that on my own. Other things. So that's like the work week and all that. That's how it's going to be. So you're not going to see me for a while if you only come up for the night ones. But if you're someone who's more of a morning person and you watch morning streams and you wish I did morning, well then there you go. There's a chance to see me in the morning, so that'll be interesting. Basically what happens is my audience is going to be cycled a little bit. And it's just up to me to be good enough to get you guys to want to come back when I get back on to the usual schedule as it used to be. I don't know. We'll see. I will miss you guys if you're not able to come to certain streams. And it is what it is, I suppose. But it's nice having a community. Like, we have people who are regulars and you just know the people and you play with them, and it's really good. So when you lose that normalcy, when you lose that routine and just not seeing the community as much, it's gonna suck a little bit, and that's too bad. I'll still be talking on the Discord and everything, but it's gonna suck not playing with you guys and gals at the same time as always. And so we'll just see how that transition is and how it does things. But like I said, Monster Hunter World's on the 9th, and so that's going to be coming. So I'm going to be playing Dauntless and Monster Hunter World because I enjoyed Dauntless. And Monster Hunter World, obviously, I'm a huge Monster Hunter fan, so I can't wait for that. And we're going to mix in Shadow of War at some point because we have the game and it's been quite a while. We should play it already. The Kirby podcast is coming. Like, after Comic-Con, I'm going to start working on that. And the Kirby podcast is going to be about so many things, but there's a main 2 or 3 things it's going to be about. The main thing it's going to be about right back at you and about the games. Like, I want it to be about right back at you. Like, I want to go over every episode in this podcast. I think that'll be fun. The dub, and then go back and do the sub after, if I really want to go that far, and all the games. I've played nearly every Kirby game. I own nearly every Kirby game. So I kind of want to just go in depth on that. Like, go in depth on the first Kirby game and talk about Sakurai and talk about just so many things on there. Talk about how Miyamoto just wasn't sold on the idea and then Sakurai got him on board with that. No, that was Smash. When it came to Kirby, there's so much history about the original Kirby. Also Smash, if we want to talk about Sakurai. But with the original Kirby, there's so much going on where Kirby was just a placeholder. He wasn't meant to be the original thing, but he grew on them and he became the Kirby as we know it. Of course, Kirby original didn't have powers. He just sucked and blew, just like a vacuum. And he wasn't named after the vacuum company. He was named after a lawyer that was very helpful during, when they were dealing with Donkey Kong? Copyright? I think they were dealing with copyright for Donkey Kong. Nintendo was dealing with that, and their lawyer was something Kirby, and so he was named after him for just in honor of that lawyer. And that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool there. And so I want to go just super in depth about the games. That's what I want to do. Kirby 1, Kirby 2, Kirby 3, the Dreamland Superstar, Deluxe, just all those games. Just don't need to list them all off, but all those games. Especially like Dream Course. Like, I want to pour over just how that came to be, because that's a very different game. And like Kirby's Ghost Trap, which is like Mean Bean Machine, but it's Kirby. That is the only non-canon Kirby game, by the way, because that is only an NA game, which is very weird when they did that. It's kind of like when it came to Super Mario 2, when it was a different game, but they made it a Mario game. It's kind of like that as well, where they just kind of just changed some things around. Like, no one will care or notice or something like that. It was kind of weird, but that's been done before, so it'd be interesting to go in depth on that, but also go in depth on the TV show, because I enjoyed that when I was younger. Really enjoyed that show. I want to watch it again. And so that's what the podcast is going to be. The podcast is going to be just Kirby fandom, right back at you, and the games. And going forward, who knows what it could evolve into. But that's definitely what I want the Kirby podcast to be, and we're going to start working on it after Comic-Con. So next week and so on, that'll be what gets worked on as a passion project for me, is a Kirby podcast. Aside from that, when it comes to Dauntless, we're just, of course, doing gameplay. Finding out that you can actually boop with the chain blades has changed the game for me. Oh my god. But we're going to do a booping guide next. Booping is when you interrupt the behemoths, and so we're going to do a guide on that next. That's going to be pretty long and in-depth, because I want to cover every behemoth, every way to do it and everything. That's going to take some time. I'm not doing it because of Comic-Con. Because when you work on projects, you should try to do it in a stream. If you just do it and it gets broken by a couple days of madness and you come back to it, you're going to lose that flow. You're going to lose what you were doing. So I definitely don't want to work on it until after Comic-Con. For sure. But that's going to be the next guide for Dauntless, is the booping guide. And I don't know what I'm going to do beyond that. Monster Hunter World will be in August. That'll be interesting. Well, obviously not doing guides for that. People have already made guides that people have already gotten popular for that. Monster Hunter World is going to be just hanging out and having fun. That's really what that's going to be. And it's going to be very enjoyable, because I love Monster Hunter. I can't wait for that. There will be a giveaway for Monster Hunter World for the PC version. I will get that together eventually. I've not had the time to do it, but I will get together where we're doing a giveaway for that. It'll be through Gleam, as always. And in the future, Smash Brothers through Gleam. Soul Calibur 6 through Gleam. And then Let's Go Pikachu Eevee through Gleam. Take a moment. I want to talk about Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, right now, it's the usual. There's always one game or a couple games that gets this stupid thing about. We're done talking about the channel at this point. Who gets this stupid mindset with the fandom, and that is the hardcores and the casuals. And so there's this self-righteous fervor about Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, because it's going to be, I can't remember the first region's name all of a sudden for some reason. It's going to be the 151 again, and it's just retreading basically yellow in a way. It's basically going to be yellow, and instead of Gary, it's going to be this friendly rival, and you're going to be able to mount and ride a bunch of Pokemon and have them follow you, and that's really cool, and Misty and Brock are back. And so it's very much like Pokemon Yellow, but you can have Eevee instead of Pikachu. And you can also have outfits with Pikachu. And then there's also the Pokemon Go integration, or you can use it with Pokemon Go. And just all this crazy stuff they're doing, but it's not very hardcore, I suppose is the way to put it. And because of that, you have this self-righteous group. They're like, this is just for casuals, just for people who don't play every game. I'm a hardcore person. This is not going to be a game for me. And that sucks. That's going to be really crap. It's like, what exactly makes you hardcore then? Because what? Because you pour over the numbers, and because it's a game that's not going to care about the numbers as much? That makes it not as hardcore? Oh, look, a kid's game being made for kids is a kid's game. Pokemon has always been the younger fare. There's a lot of complexity and depth to these games when it comes to breeding and stats and all that stuff. But it's at the end of the day, it's always been a kid's kind of game. And so being mad it's casual is really, really weird to me. And I don't understand. It's dumb. It's just so dumb. And I'm looking forward to the 2019 Pokemon game, because they're like, this is going to be the one for the veterans. It's like, no, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee is also for the veterans, because there's a lot of fun things in there that you wish you could have done with the original 151, and you will be able to do them now. Like being able to ride a freaking Onix, or being able to ride a Growlithe, or was it an Arcanine when they showed? I think it might have been an Arcanine. Being able to ride all these different Pokemon, have them follow you around. That is really cool. The catching Pokemon being you throw the ball instead of just hitting A, that's cool. Like, that should have always been a thing. Like, if Pokemon was on Wii, that should have been a thing, but now it's on Switch, so you get the thing. There you go. There should have been more to it than just hitting A to throw a Pokeball. And so it's cool that we have that. There's a lot of little fun things about it. I'm looking forward to this game. I really am. And it's going to be fun. I don't care if it's not challenging. It's about just having fun with Pokemon. That's what I care about. And you can also have fun and show affection to your Pikachu and Eevee, and that's cool right there. And I'm looking forward to it. This is more of just the immersion of Pokemon. That's what this is. And how is that not hardcore at all? Hardcore doesn't mean just numbers. Doesn't mean just stats. Hardcore means a good embrace of the media, of the game itself. There is nothing about this that says casual to me. What this says is accessibility, and that is important. More people liking the game you like is better. I will never understand the gatekeeper mentality. I'll never understand this self-righteous mentality where somehow you're better than someone else because you know stats better, or you just know more names, or things like that. No, there are things to take pride in. You can take pride in that, but not hubristic pride, I suppose. Not gatekeeper pride. We're coming back to my anger about gatekeepers. I don't mean to, but it's like the Cuphead thing all over again. Get good. It's like, no, people own the game. They should be able to do the entire game even on easy. We're not in the arcades anymore. We're not playing the arcades anymore, for God's sakes. Like, it's bought. Let them play through the whole thing. I'm able to do the whole damn thing on expert. It doesn't mean anything that I am so much better at this game than other people. It doesn't mean a damn thing. Achievement should be pride in yourself, but not hubristic pride where you're lording it over other people. That's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about achievement. That's probably why that's kind of what makes everyone gets a trophy so hollow. Is participation trophies are just such a hollow thing because what you just got a trophy for participating, that doesn't mean anything, and it's very unfortunate. Like, just getting something for participating should not be a thing, I feel. Now we're going to this. A trophy for showing up, a trophy for just playing, that should come from within. You're happy you participated, you're happy you tried. That should come from within. That should not come from outside. You shouldn't get an award for just playing. Like the top 3, there you go. That's good enough. First, second, and third. Or just first and second because they got to the final. That should be enough. You don't need to give everyone a trophy. Like, if I'm lucky enough to become a parent, I'm looking for a school that doesn't give everyone a trophy. Because it's important that a child learns that they're not always gonna get rewarded just for trying. And that some things aren't so great, and they just have to find self-worth. It's important to find worth from within than worth from outside. Because at the end of the day, what matters is what you think of yourself, what you feel about yourself. And that's the thing is, it just feels so hollow. It just feels so hollow to just give a participation trophy. I don't know. Like if I have a kid and they just do not so great. They lose, it sucks, they don't feel great. That's not good. And they'll just say, like, well, you tried. And that's what's important is you tried. You tried to be something great and you didn't succeed, but you have grown from where you were to where you are now, and that's what's important. Making actual progress with yourself, that's important. And then I'll get them ice cream. And that won't be a trophy because it's ice cream. You can't keep ice cream forever. Wish you could because ice cream's awesome, but just ice cream to feel better. Like, it's not a reward, it's a cope. It's a cope. Ice cream after losing is a cope, it's not a reward. Because the reward for winning is the trophy and a bigger ice cream. I don't know. Or an ice cream cake, I don't know. I remember a joke I made. When I was at work, a dude, he was a coach for a soccer team for his kids, and that morning, and then he brought the cake in the afternoon. And it was at the championship, and I'm like, oh, okay, so the ice cream's just, it's the cake, it's the rest of the cake. He's like, yeah. And it's like, well, what place you guys get? It's like 6. I was like, oh, that's why there's no ice cream because winners get ice cream. Just an aside. There's an aside on that one. Just a joke of winners would get ice cream and cake, losers just get cake. Real quick, why do people like soccer so much? I don't. For you soccer fans, here's my problem with soccer, and that is the fake fouling. I hate it so much. When a guy acts like he's just fallen over, like someone beat him up when nothing happened to him, I hate that so much. I'm like, and then they get like yellow cards for that, and like, I don't like the fake fouling. That's the one thing that probably really turns it off to me. I'm fine with the back and forth with the game and the low scoring. I'm fine with that because that is such an endurance thing. That's so much, like, they need to have so much conditioning to be able to run back and forth with all that. But when it comes to the fake fouling or just the trip, when they do all the tripping and the fake fouling, all that stuff I just don't enjoy at all. I'm not a big fan of that whatsoever. I like just seeing you can say it's boring. I like a good, clean game. Like, I like to just see skill involved here. It's like I hate that freaking guy from, was it Kentucky or Duke, the basketball player? The one who trips other players all the time? Like, that is not actual athletic skill. That's just being an a-hole. And it's just, I want to see athletic skill. I want to see athletic ability. It's the same thing with, like, esports or anything in gaming is, I want to see just skill here. I want to see people play well. If someone wins through a glitch or just through abusing something, it's not as good. It's just hollow to me. And sure, they made prize money and good for them. They won that way. But then it makes me just not care as much about it. And so, for me, sport is about skill. It is just about that. It is about nothing else. That's probably why maybe tennis is my favorite sport, because how much shenanigans can you really do in tennis? The worst of it is I don't know if you can actually do anything with the equipment or with the strings. I assume those are always so highly regulated, there's nothing you can really do with them. But from what I can tell, there's not really a lot of shenanigans you can do in tennis. That's probably why I like it so much. It's about precision, speed, strength, just understanding of your opponent. There's just so much going on there. You can't really cheat that besides if you did like steroids, but that's any sport, I suppose. But that was a random aside right there. Just philosophically, what I think about participation trophies and just sport and just skill and achievement and things like that. I don't see any problem in not being number one. Like, as long as you've improved, I think that's what's important. Because there can only be one winner, so you gotta find worth in not being the winner. Then you're a winner, yeah, but not everyone's gonna get first place. Even the person who wins all the time is not gonna always get first place. Like, my favorite tennis player is Roger Federer. And he's an amazing player. He does really great. But there's those, and he dominated for a long time. But then Rafael Nadal showed up and just dominated for years. And so it's just like, Federer is one of the greatest players in the world, and then Nadal is also one of the greatest players in the world. He shows up, and then he's just dominating. Federer comes back, and he's dominating again. Here and there. And it's just, you can't always be number one. You can't always be at the top, because there's always going to be other people who are really good. And so you got to find worth in not only in winning, but also in not winning. And as always, of course, we learn from failure at the end of the day. We don't learn from victory, we learn from failure at the end of the day. So there's always something to gain and learn from things. I think that's the thing we fail so much as Americans, is teaching the next generation how to find worth in failure, how to find progress in defeat. I think that is something we failed to do. And just the last argument is, the trophy thing, it's not for the millennials. It was for the boomers, or Generation X. It was for the parents of the millennials. Because the kids themselves, they can't really push for trophies. They're just kids. It's their parents that push for trophies. It's their parents that push for those things. So when the older generation talks so much crap about the millennials, you're the ones who brought them up. You're the ones that raised them. You're talking shit about the people you raised. Think about that. Like, that's the thing I don't understand, is it wasn't the kids asking for trophies, it was the parents. And there's a trap to parenting that I'm really worried about, that I hope I don't do, because I hate this in a parent. Well, there's multiple parents I hate. But a parent I really hate is the double standard parent. And that is the parent where their kid can do no wrong, or they justify everything their kid does. And they don't see the problem. They don't see what's wrong there. It's like, well, and this is the thing with, this is going back to a while back when I talked about just the double standard of self, where we know everything about ourselves, so we justify every bad thing we do because we understand why we're doing it. And if anyone else did the exact same thing we did, we would be so mad at them. Because we don't understand their spot. We don't understand what's going on with them. We don't understand what's going on with us. So it's a double standard of the self. So in parenting, it's a double standard of your child, of how you raise them as well, because it's yourself, how you raised your kid. And so you justify any a-hole thing your kid does, or anything just not good that your kid does. You justify it. And I don't want to be that parent. Like, I want to try to be objective and understand, like, yeah, my kid is doing a douche thing. I should be teaching them better. That's the thing that gets really frustrating, is at some point, because I used to want to be a teacher, at some point, the parents trusted the kids over the teachers. I don't know when that change happened. But you see so many stories of parents just like, their kid can do no wrong. Their kid's not the one at fault. It's the school's fault. When their kid is just an asshole. The teacher's trying their best. I don't want to be that parent. I hope I don't be that parent. Worried about that, because when you have another life that you are in full responsibility of, well, that's going to change your brain chemistry for damn sure. They actually do change your brain chemistry, literally. I can't remember what it's called right now, but when it comes to babies, skin-to-skin contact, there is a chemical reaction going on between you and the baby when you're holding your baby. Oh, if anyone else is holding your baby as well, there is a skin-to-skin contact going on there. I cannot remember the chemistry there, but babies make you more empathetic to the baby. It's a trip, and I wish I could remember the study on that right now, because that was a couple years back. I'm like, holy crap, really? That's interesting. There's a lot of things with babies that we're programmed to react to, like a baby crying, we're programmed to react to that in a specific way. It's in our instincts to react to babies crying and things like that. And we'll stop there. That's the end of my TED Talk. Okay, so that is the vlog. There's obviously going to be no vlog next week because of Comic-Con. This vlog is going to come out Sunday because Jinx is busy today on Saturday. Yeah, going forward, Kirby podcast, bunch of games, different schedule for things because, well, work and everything. I didn't even mention, my first day of work's Tuesday, but I'm doing overtime already on Sunday. I'm going to be working Sunday. It's gonna be Sunday morning though, so 6:30 to 2:30. So I'm gonna be working in the morning, then I'm gonna come home, get ready, whatever, and then we'll do a little bit of streaming before we do hardcore on Sunday night. That's what's gonna happen there. So there you go. That right there is the vlog. I had fun talking about watching and listening, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time.